about nothing, and
Yep. And I mean, it's it's that's the purpose of it. You know what I mean? Like, alright, so we live on, alright, live on the IG and YouTube is good.
you going live on IG, bro? You gotta add me then, since you about to go live on IG. You gotta say you live with me on IG, bro.
I got you.
It's only right.
It's only right. But how do I? I don't know how to do that while we're in the middle of the video. Who we got?
Hold on. What's your IG?
We're gonna go with that is which account is this? Shadowworks Entertainment. So yeah, Shadowworks Entertainment.
Hold on.
Alright. Draw go. So we are
Oh
live.
yeah, I already follow you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Where it say join at?
Actually, I don't even know where it says it on here.
Hell no.
I don't think I can bring. I can't bring you on both.
Porque la verdad yo siento que yo colaboré y yo colaboré con el proyecto.
You can share that. You can share that across the platforms if you want to.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Let's put that right there. Actually, here. Bam. And we are good to go. We are live across the interwebs. We're shooting the shits. We got Johnny, the man with the plan, HODB Mag, and media, and travel. And then we got Jupiter coming in, bringing it.
IAM_extraordinary on Instagram.
If you're looking for him, go ahead and find him. Hey Johnny, what's your Instagram handle?
Yo, what's going on? It's Johnny T with that HODB, repping that QNYC. We overseas, doing it big here with the powerhouse. Shooting this shits here, Shadowworks Entertainment.
Thank you.
You can find me on Instagram at Johnny T_HODB. I believe it could be Johnny Torres_HODB. Or you can find me at your girl's house.
Hey, you know what I'm about to say? When that nigga was when he was look when he was saying that, I was about to say somebody's hard on the block. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yo, keeping your ladies' coochie squeaking. Yo, it's
Are we allowed to talk like that on your podcast, bro?
Absolutely. I encourage it.
Yo, oh shit.
Well, you in for a treat, guy.
On the real, man, just thank you for having us today on this powerhouse media, shooting your shits. Big up to everybody, to your audience, to your listeners, and everybody who's following the story and the journeys.
Yo, speaking of story and journey, you just got you hit up just recently. Y'all was down in Medellin.
Man, that nigga live there.
I mean, that's pretty damn recent, isn't it? I seen him there today. No, but like
I was there. It's like when I go there, it's like, oh man, I'm out of the country. Man, that nigga live there, man. No.
That means you got the inside scoop right there. That's what that is. That's the hookup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Dre out here, like when he comes out here, he has a lot of things waiting for him. He has the ladies waiting for him. He has business interests waiting for him. We're just having fun, man. We're having fun along the way, but we're building this platform for experiences, for creators, for entrepreneurs, for filmmakers, and we're really having fun along the way, man.
I mean, that's what it's about, though. I mean, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I don't know who said that because they dead ass wrong, but in my experience, like, cause I love what I do, but it's fucking hard work. There's a lot more shit than just doing whatever it is that people see. Like, what people see is probably like 10% of the work that goes into it. They think that maybe a performance is the hard part of the work, or the in some cases like the writing part is the hard part. It's like, dude, everything after your product is complete, that's the hard part. Like, after you've already made whatever creative endeavor that you have, selling it is the getting it in you've done a great job of. Like you've been able to, you guys have been doing some good marketing efforts, and that's how you were able to put on the. That's the first in Medellin, right? The experience.
Yeah, the very first one. We actually got the second one coming up.
When's that?
April, the second content house. Johnny came up with a name up for it the other day. He said CH2. I was like, yeah,
Yeah. I
that's
can see that.
dope,
That's
bro.
dope.
So,
See the marketing
you know,
marketing genius. Actually, I mean, Johnny, you was in branding, right? Like you was graphic design.
Well, I create brands. That's one of the things that I do. I create brands, and going from hustler to CEO, or just when I started out early in my career, I was doing graphic design. I started out writing graffiti. I wasn't really deep into it, but I had a neighbor. Um, I grew up in Queens. The guy was from the Bronx, and one day he takes me out to the backyard, grabs a can, and I think that that's kind of like my first experience with art, with creating a brand, and uh, and I just saw. You see a lot, we're from these cities, and we see a lot of marketing, and then I kind of just fell in love with creating stuff. So I started out doing T-shirts and things like that, and now I just help people. And I just want to remind people, who don't know me, Johnny T and HODB. You could go to hotontheblock.com, and that's HOTONDA, block.com. That's our main platform. Like, you can find us on social media. We release a quarterly magazine. We also do magazines for special events, and we are operating in travel now. This was big for us. I linked up with Dre years ago. He's been coming back and forth to Colombia. Um, Through the magazine, we've helped athletes become professionals here. We've helped some athletes land their first MMA and boxing fights, and we just found out that, hey, you know what? This is becoming a creators hub in Latin America. Like, there's so many nomads here. There's so many people from all over the world here, and everybody's a content creator now. Whether you're in finances, whether you're in fashion, like, everybody has to create content. So we came up with the idea, co-founder. We co-founded this incredible idea. We invited some other entrepreneurs and creators. We had a brother flying from LA, a brother flying from New York, Atlanta was present, Florida was present, some other places was present. We even had a filmmaker from the UK. So we're on to something big. We're on to something big. Again, it's a travel experience. It's not just content. There's different parts to it. You have the retreat part, right? Because travel alone is transformative. And what we're looking for is to work with people that are doing things. Because there's some people that say, "Hey, I'm just starting out in content," but then you have the people that are like, "Yo, I'm 3 years in on my business. I'm 5 years in on my business. I'm 10 years in on my business. Hey, I'm making 50K, or I'm making 100K, and I'm stuck there every year. How can I take this content and expand my business?" So there's different parts to it, right? One part is a retreat, one part is a production, one part is a docu-film, and that's what we're offering, man. Behind the scenes of hanging out in the mansions, doing four-wheelings, going on some great adventures, like you said in the beginning of your podcast, it's work, and putting in and creating this platform for this great experience, for creators and for entrepreneurs. So me and Dre, we sat down. Dre has done a lot of traveling. he can tell you about his travels before Medellin. Like he's been around the world. He has tattoos on that stamp, and I've done traveling myself, and you know where we both run companies. You know, he runs an entertainment company. He has a background. He's a recording artist,
Dang,
and
let
he
me
just
tell
you
my
know
own story, bro. Damn,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. So
You
yeah,
tell
so
your story, sir.
he'll, he'll he'll tell his story. He'll tell his story. You know, but again, you know, we're bringing together, you know, entrepreneurs and content creators in a cinematic production. You know, it's a great experience, and I invite everybody. You know, not everybody. Excuse me, because this isn't for everybody, right? Like, there's a certain criteria. Again, like you know, we're looking to put the right people in the right room, right? I always say, you put the right person, people in the right room. You put the right mastermind together. You know, like it's a life changer. Like this could change somebody's business complete. This could change somebody's whole career complete, and it does. We have proof. The people that are coming through, we're still working with them. It's ongoing. You know, we'll get into that later. Like, you know what they got going on, and maybe we can invite them to the show. I'd rather they tell their story. But that's where it's at now. If you're a creator, if you're a recording artist, I would like to invite you to Creative Voices. That's our Tuesday night meeting. It's hosted by HODB and Mag, and it's a Tuesday night peer group that is like a mastermind setting. Again, people that are entrepreneurs that are looking, to do some significant things. You're gonna you come into the room. It's very similar to what I'm expressing and what I'm elaborating. You know, you come into a group of other creators that want to turn these ideas into sales offers, into being more visible, into joint ventures, and into real momentum. Because we're here to do hardcore business. You know what I mean? We're here to do hardcore business. If you're a content creator, if you're an artist, if you're an entrepreneur, and that sounds like it fits, hey, I invite you to the Creative Voices meeting Tuesday nights Eastern. Maybe we could share the link. If not,
Yeah,
go
of
to
course we can.
hotontheblock.com. That's it. The link will be there. And again, I invite people to come and experience it for themselves. Just like traveling. Like, hey, we could talk about this all day. Uh, Come and experience it for yourself.
I mean, that's the best. That's the best plug for Colombia I've ever heard. Mainly because I haven't heard too like that's not a it's not a commonplace for most people's experience. So that's something out of their normal wheelhouse, and being able to get out there and have somebody that's trustworthy to give you those ropes, show you the ropes, and also um, not only in the country but also in the but also in the business world. Like, because a lot of people, I say this a lot, but the artists always focus on the art, like whatever their art is, and in the business world, if you're a dentist, you focus on being the best dentist, but you're not really necessarily the best marketer, the best at business. That's not necessarily what your degree was in. So to have somebody be able to show you around, give you an experience of a lifetime, as well as like being able to meet those people, that's a very valuable thing that you bring to people. Both of y'all.
Right, right. And let me say this: I have heard of some stories about Colombia, and you can go on YouTube, you can look them up, but they all for the wrong reasons, man.
I was just about to say,
They all for
yeah.
the wrong reasons. They ain't. We are exploring the culture and art and the music sector, and like Johnny says, entrepreneurs opening up doors where you can tap into the Latino market. A lot of times when you go on a trip, you don't connect with business owners. You don't connect in business sectors. You're there for a vacation, eat some food, get back on a plane, and go home.
Nope.
That's what a normal vacation is. But this event is you're coming to another country and you have an opportunity to network with people who may do what you do, who may create like you create, but they're in a whole different other region of the world. And you know, some of the connections that you can make, who knows, they could take you anywhere. Like prime example for Content House 2, one of the days we're going to the news station and the radio station, an actual Colombian TV station and a Colombian radio station.
I don't know
You
if y'all,
know,
I don't know if y'all ever seen Telemundo, but I gotta get on that news report there.
but imagine that. You know, who goes to another country and say, "Hey, we got a tour at the news station
Right?
or the radio station." You don't even listen to the radio when you go out the country. You
Facts.
know, so to actually be able to go in and just network with other people in film, other people in music, journalists, and different things like that, that's like opening up to a world for people that normally wouldn't have access to that. And I give big kudos to Johnny because he's boots on the ground. He's able to link these connections because he's there. Versus me, I'm in the States, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, and I meet somebody. Who knows if I could? Who knows if the person I'm talking to is the other person behind they
Right.
could be catfishing like a motherfucker. But actually having somebody in Medellin to say, "Hey, I met with this person. I know they're a good person to meet with, and they're going to be a part of our event." That's very valuable, and that's one of the things that's of value for this event. You're actually coming down with people who have been vetted. You know, we just not bringing somebody off Facebook. We never Johnny ain't never seen this person. A lot of people that Johnny introducing us to in Colombia, he's met, he's talked to. You know, a lot of these different organizations. Even I know some artists and stuff, and these are people I've met. It's not somebody. Oh, I've been on Instagram and linking up. You know, so it gives people an opportunity to come and tap into a network that they probably wouldn't normally have without somebody having boots on the ground and get it filmed.
Well, I think that honestly, like, I think that that's not only are you making content, not only are you making a life experience that people are going to appreciate anyway, regardless of if there's any cameras or anything else. But you, it's the network, the experience, and then the businesses the content that's going to come out of it, the businesses that could come out of it. I mean, it's a very valuable thing to have. And Johnny kind of went through his whole story. Like he went through from the beginning, like starting in graffiti, moving over to design, and then all the way to T-shirts, and then it went from T-shirts to magazines, and magazines to travel to. I mean, man's all over the place. Where did you start at?
Man, I started with tape decks,
Same.
with two tape decks, and stacking songs and stacking beats with a mixer and a tape deck.
Oh, at least you had a
Having
mixer.
them, well, uh, you had to record it. You had to plug your mics in somewhere.
Yeah.
Cause
You,
let me tell you, what we used to do was, man, growing up, I was real ratchet, man. We'll mic up a set of pots and pans. My boy would come in there and play the drums on some pots and pans. I had an old Kurzweil piano type keyboard, like one of the first ones that came out. Not none of this digital stuff that's out now. So you'd have to plug these into the. We'd have to mic up the pots and pans, and we'd have to either put a microphone on the speaker of the keyboard, or either plug the keyboard through a quarter-inch plug into the mixer.
yeah.
But it was a big, huge, ugly ass mixer from like prehistoric times, bro.
Exactly. When they first come out with mixer.
Yeah.
The thing about that though is like we did not have the started with rap, and we started with having to do the recorder that's on the tape deck themselves, and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
it's at level, and my brother's shit was on the ground, so we was sitting there in push up position, and then we'd spit our verse, and then roll out the ways, get the other person to jump in and fucking do their verse. Like it was super ratchet.
Mm-hmm.
But
And go ahead.
oh, well, I was gonna say, but that it made me realize that, and maybe I didn't realize at the time, but it was uh, limitation is the mother of all creation. So like
Mm-hmm.
anytime and that's really hip hop right there. It's like you don't have the ability to necessarily play the instruments in or do any of that stuff. So to see, you know, the, there is a way. Where there's a will, there's a way, and it may not be pretty, but we did the damn thing.
Yeah, these kids these days will never understand having to hook up two tape decks to stack a track.
I'm saying.
All right, we recorded it. We recorded. Let me roll this window up because I'm at work right now and these trucks are loud. They never understand of. All right, you recorded one time on this tape. Now you got to put the tape in the other tape deck and then start recording from this other tape deck and play it from the other tape deck. You got to be on point now. If you mess up, you got to start over.
Mm-hmm.
One wrong word, you're starting over. It ain't like, oh, we're gonna cut this out. Cut no, you had to go through the whole motherfucking song,
Yep. One take wonder.
one take. And if you're gonna stack it, you got to do that whole stack through the whole song. If you're gonna stack it again, you got to do that stack through the whole song. And then at the end, you got a final product, a nice tape with some music on it.
Yeah, and you still don't have
And
to copy it.
right, and yeah, because if you man, listen, duplication was inexistent back then. Sharing your music wasn't like it is today. If you didn't have a record deal back in those days and a major platform or a distribution, you weren't putting your music out like you are today.
Yep.
It was kind of impossible unless you went to a spot, you paid the DJ, they play your tape, whatever like that, or a record. But it's not how it is today, where you can hop online and share your music with millions of people.
Yeah, and not only that, but like you gotta look at. So there was a dream. So that's what I think that artists in general have always been on this cycle of being being victim to the dream. So like back in the 80s, 90s, it was I'm gonna do this demo tape. So you're gonna go and you're gonna record it however you can. Most people was trying to get into I gotta afford the studio for just like 2 hours. That's all I need. So like they'll get their shit. They got the tape. Cool. They wanted, no matter what, it's always the same story. It's like, we got to get this in the right hands. That's all it is. We just got to get this tape in the right hands and get the right, and somebody's going to come and lift me out of this. So, like,
Right.
that was the dream then, and then it became like, as digital came about, it was like, there was actually a heyday, honestly, if I'm being real. Like, my heyday was like 2000, everything from 2005 to 2012, I was selling tapes out the back, or CDs out the back, and it was the burnable days. Super easy comparatively. But
Yeah, because you could now when CDs came out, that made it easy to because you could burn a CD.
mm-hmm.
That was what changed the game in the market, being able to burn a CD versus duplicate a tape.
Yep, and it worked though.
That's what really changed the game.
But people had to hustle. You had to get out there and do the hand to hand to the true fan shit, and that is
Right.
not everybody's got that in them. Like I'm a natural salesman. Like it's hey, we gonna go out on Church Street in Orlando and just we hustling the tape. It's $5 a piece.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
And I think that kind of goes and aligns with where we're headed, right? And how we're trying to help people. They say that and I don't know, I'm not getting the right quote, but a lot of people don't make it in their own city. Like they have to go out of state, right? When you look at hip hop in general, right? Like weren't they testing it out in the UK first?
Yeah.
Right? When you look at all these big
Everywhere.
artists like Ray and Wu-Tang, like they were going out to Virginia, they're going out to the colleges. Master P selling tapes out of his trunk in Florida. His movement really started in like the bottom, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, honestly, I don't know P's origin story, but I know that it's just a commonplace. Like it's very difficult, and it has been for a long time to get popular in your own area if you're not doing shows and you're not out there, shaking hands and shaking babies and kissing hands.
Right. Or if you didn't have somebody in your family with a whole bunch of money to put behind you. If your uncle was the big dope man, of course you're gonna get notoriety.
Yeah,
That's why a lot of times back in the days, most of the people that really blew up, they came up off of dope money,
absolutely.
drug money.
It's,
If you didn't have drug money to push a project, because I can remember times the studio used to be like $250 an hour plus,
yeah,
plus.
you got to pay
Some
the
places it
engineer.
still is,
Yeah, I'm saying.
and sometimes it might be more than that. Like a bigger studio, you'd be looking at 5, 6, $700 an hour,
Yep. And it
because the engineer's going to make about $100, $150 an hour.
depends on the engineer. I mean, shit, it could be a that's what it comes down to. Like if people are out there and they're judging a studio to use, like if they're trying to charge you, you know, $250 an hour, look around and go, what do y'all got? Like what? Like
Right.
I know all this shit looks crazy, but like what do you actually got? Oh, you don't have like you got a couple compressors and things. Like okay, that's nice. The dudes that spent you know $6,000 on their mic preamp like that. Okay,
Just the preamp alone.
yeah, it's like yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's worth it. That's where you're getting into it. The mics that are like you know $10,000. If you see those Sonys, they're $10,000 for the Sony. What
Right.
was it C6000 or whatever? But
Yeah.
that's you got to pay for that shit somehow. So it made sense for it to be. You know, I always knew from when I was a kid I wanted a studio, but and I always knew that it was going to be pretty much just a money pit. Like it's never ending putting money into this fucking thing. Um, but now that it's been digitalized, the thing that happened, like it democratized or decentralized the process so that anybody could really do it if they really wanted to. But what it did is it kind of made everybody overproduced for the most part because they don't use any analog gear. They don't use any of those things that have the imperfections or have that. It's just a different sound. And I think that that's where we're going with AI. Like I think that people are gonna like
Oh
it.
man.
They're gonna like it. They're gonna
Oh.
go into it and they're
Oh
gonna go
man.
heavy. Like right now, there's this negative. They're like, ooh, I hate AI. 97% of people can't tell the difference between AI and a real musician. So if that's the case, and that's including musicians. So if that's the case, like if a song bumps, it bumps. Before AI, like and I'll give you two stats. One is every 2 weeks that from the beginning of like or I'm sorry the end of last year like I think it was like October or so maybe November every 2 weeks they make as much there's as much music being put onto Spotify as there is at that time. So like if there's 25 million songs in 2 weeks there's gonna be 25 million more and in fucking 2 weeks from that there's gonna be 50 million more. Like it's exponential right now because people are getting into it. They're like, hey, I want to be an artist, and a lot of artists get very down about that because they're like, man, how am I going to compete with this? I'm just going to be washed out in the noise. There was already before AI, you're already competing with what I think it was like 150,000 songs a day being uploaded anyway. Like you already had to compete in the noise. The fact that it's so many, it doesn't matter. Most people that are making these songs are they're just little prompt ninjas. Like yeah, they're good. They got good songs, but they're not going to be able to repeat it for one. If they are able to repeat it, like what money are they going to put behind it? They're not going to put money behind a damn AI. They're just not. Like there's very few people out there that are actually putting money behind marketing it and know how to. They don't know anything about the music industry. So like I just don't see it being a sustainable way to do it. I know they're trying to push up this Zanaya Monet and that country band like because they hit number one. Okay, they hit number one on the digital charts that nobody pays attention to, and as soon as people found out that they were AI, boom, right to the fucking bottom because people have they're very adverse to AI right now. But I think what's going to happen if I'm and this is just me like extrapolating on it, but like I think what's going to happen is that they're going to um, everybody's going to enjoy being able to personalize and customize songs, and they're going to think of many variations that are awesome. Like I love some of that the AI soul stuff, really good stuff. But what ends up happening is like I think that they're going to talk to their AI because already people are talking to their AI like it's their therapist, it's their business partner, it's their best friend. So they're feeding it all these details about their life. They'll even tell them about their the fight they had with their wife. Tell me what to say. Tell me how to deal with it. Cool, that's all good. If you can get in your car on Friday and you're like, man, I had a really bad day. I want to hear a song by I don't know Juvenile and mix it with a little bit of I don't know Shania Twain because you're feeling a country kick. Bam, it's gonna do it, and it's gonna talk about you specifically, like super personalized, and your week and all the things about you that it knows, and it'll do it well. But people are gonna get tired of the overproduced and perfection like sound, and they're gonna start to be able to notice the differences or notice the traits of AI.
And you know what I say about that too, man? It takes away from the soul. AI ain't got no soul.
Do you think that's actually true though? Because like, have you listened to much of the AI music?
I have heard some of the songs, But when I say soul, it doesn't have uh, it doesn't have a human reaction interaction behind it. I know it's computer generated. It's all off of sometimes when when there's a song creator, somebody might be in the studio all day creating that one song. Like I got songs that aren't done and it's 2 3 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You lose that when it comes to AI. Like somebody asked me, why don't I make some AI music? I'm like, nah. I enjoy the creative process of making actual original music versus letting some generated prompt make a song for me in my voice. If you want to do it, that's fine. And like one thing about my music, like I tell a lot of people, uh, kind of like these days, becoming a famous musician is kind of like old school because these rappers that are mainstream, they're not really making money off of spins and music like that, like they used to. Like Spotify is not paying artists like that. These platforms are not. These digital platforms are taking a major cut of the artist's money, and they're not making that much money off of spins. I know you seen the Snoop Dogg interview a while back when he was talking
And he
about.
was wrong too. You heard him do that retraction.
Oh, he did.
He did. He retracted his statement because he didn't know. He had splits with the songwriter, with the producer, with the so he was splitting this thing multiple times, and the record label. So that was just his points that he got on that. That he was talking about that specific thing, and it's like, well, yeah, there was a lot more money that was generated. I mean, it is no matter what, it's 0.003 cents per stream. It's going up. It might be at this point 0.005. Cool. It's not really great.
But what the fuck is that, bro? When back in the day I was listening to Soldier Boy. I listened to an interview about Soldier Boy the other day. And Soldier Boy was talking about when ringtones were like 99 cents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine selling the ringtone for 99 cents, you making 99 cents per ringtone. Even if you make it 50 cents per ringtone,
He was probably
and you
still
selling
only
it for
making your
99
points.
cents.
I bet you still only making your points, and the typical deal through the 2000s. You'd be lucky if you got the 10%, and you didn't have to split it with anybody. Some of the best deals ever is 20%, and that's unheard of. Like people that didn't have didn't have the collateral, like they didn't have the people behind them, like pushing them. Like, if you ain't got any bargaining chip to be able to get more, then bro, it was like, dude, people were getting 6 and 7%. So for every dollar made, you're getting 7 cents. So it was pretty much, it was still highway robbery, and it was still using the artist, and that's why a lot of us decided to go independent and always be independent. It was just known from the beginning. I'm not getting signed because I'm not giving them the rights to my music. I'm not doing all this. And then what do we do?
Hell no.
But what happens though? You turn around and you give all your rights to Spotify and go, all right, pay me less with none of the resources.
Ah, but see me, I was on Tune. I'm not gonna even say the name. I was on one of these platforms because they're not paying us.
No.
Okay, when they start paying your channel, we can mention names. But I was on one of these platforms, and okay, my music on different, but there are some platforms where you get more of a percentage. Like I've done the research. There are some platforms,
All right, you're
but
gonna make me plug my shit. You're gonna make me plug it. So we're, so you're gonna be very happy. So I've come up with a solution for all creators' woes, like literally all creators. So our platform is for independent creators. It's for my main goal is to get independent artists further, faster. So I'm giving them all the tools that they need, including distribution and the deals. So it's a sliding scale from 80-20, 80% to the artist, 20% to the platform, and then if you're in the top 10 percentile, like you get 90%, like you'll get a 90-10 split. And that's on. And I also give you the opportunity for merch. So you have your own store. You send me the designs. I put them up in your store, and you don't have to put any money out up front because we're drop shipping. And I suggest that everybody drop ship until they know that that product sells consistently. Once it sells consistently, we'll go ahead and put it over to the manufacturer and hook you up to where you can go ahead and invest in yourself because you made enough money off of your off of that specific item. Um, So we got the held on the platform. Um, it's got its own social aspect to it. So like the artists themselves can create groups and they can literally just it's a social aspect. Like you control your audience and the interaction of like you have all their emails, you have all their phone numbers if they opt into that. Um, and so like they can message board and you can speak to people that are into that same artist, and then if you're in the same groups as other people, like say you're into these couple artists or these couple creators, fucking boom, you're in multiple groups together and you have your own feed for that. So that's giving you the social aspect of it. Not only that, but we're also right now I have 233 hours of education from mixing and production to the business of music to what's the other? Oh, the other one's just general. It's like some of it's inspirational, like seeing people's stories in music or more different aspects of business, like marketing and things like that. So, so we have all those things, and on top of that, we're currently figuring out if we're going to go with Web3 or not because it's not. I want to, but then at the same time, I don't know if it's necessary. But what we're doing is we're making it to where the artist can go ahead and say you have a single coming out. You can go, hey, I'm selling 1,000 of these tokens for $10, or sell 1,000 for $1 a piece. It doesn't matter. Whatever you decide that price is, what that token is for the person that buys it, like the fan, what it is for them is not only does it give them whatever exclusive things that you have on the platform, like if you have exclusive content of any kind, mixtapes, whatever. If you do shows, they get a VIP access automatic, but also it's able to be resold. Like it's an asset instead because we have it on a blockchain or a ledger, so that it's essentially an NFT, but it's not an NFT. It just allows the artist to go ahead and get investment in their art really early, but the person isn't just handing you money; they're handing you,
Wait, hold on.
yeah,
Am I hearing this right?
you are
I wait, 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 wait,
too good to be true,
wait,
is what it
bro.
is.
Wait, bro. So you're giving the artist an opportunity to sell tokens
Yeah,
and they're resellable tokens.
yes, only on our platform because it is coded to our platform. So it becomes each person that signs up, each fan and each artist, they all get a wallet, and that's so that you can hold your tokens, so you can do all that. But it doesn't allow you to hold any other cryptos or anything like that. Like this is an on-site, on-platform thing.
Will you be able to cash out the tokens for currency?
Uh, you will you will do that with other users. We will not buy them back from you. Like we're not going to buy them back, but the other users, because the intrinsic value will either either as the because like what happens when you buy an album from an artist? Like if you were to buy a record or even a tape, I can fucking tape deck, but I do want that fucking record or that little tape. That's dope. It sits on your wall, sits on a shelf, sits on all that. This is an actual asset that will gain um, that will gain value over time because one, it shows that you were supporting that artist really early on, and people will buy that type of stuff. As far as down the line, they'll be like, yeah, I was there, I got this token that proves it. But also, they're buying an investment. It's just something that they can distribute and make money on, and but that's between the users. Like we're gonna facilitate that, like the transaction, but we're not actually selling it or reselling it. That's between my name's Saul, and that's between y'all.
Mm.
But
Do you think you can get that on a platform like Coinbase eventually?
I don't want it. I don't. So what we're doing is we're making sure that there's nobody and nothing that is going to be able to stop these creators from being able to do what they do. Which what they do is they create art and they want to be able to make a living wage. So the first 1,000 artists they get on to Ownlane, which is the name of it, OWNLN, like it was on a street sign, ownlane.com. For now, it's going to be in the App Store. As soon as we launch, we're going to go after the soft launch. We'll go ahead and launch the app, but we got to get functionality all there because we're giving the artist everything they need to be able to succeed, make money, and keep their fan base. Because like I have very few rules about like what can happen on the platform, but I do want to make sure that there's no pornography, no you know no no inciting violence against other people in some ways. Like I know, genre-wise, I know that some forms of music that's the thing, but I'm talking about in the actually harassing other users and things. So there's moderators, um, but the best part again, like I'm giving it 80-20 at the very that's the maximum that the platform will take is 20. Um, Access to all those things and the abilities. Oh, also, what happens when you guys spend money with say Meta or YouTube or Spotify? Like, where's the money go? How does it benefit you?
Mm.
Like you're just giving the money to Meta, and if you give it to TikTok, you're crazy. Don't give it to TikTok. That's absolutely absurd. Because they don't give you any metrics of what they did. They just said, yeah, people saw it.
Right.
What? You can manipulate the fuck out of that. So what we're doing is we're making it to where instead you put $100. We're gonna call it a purse through smart contracts. We're gonna call it a purse. So say that your marketing budget is $100. What you're gonna do is you're gonna say, okay, so all the members of the site, I'm actually putting this out. I want to get it shared, and there's a purse. So every time somebody shares that original person that shared it gets a penny. The next person, and actually they set the amounts, like the artist sets the amounts, but I'm just giving an example. But they get a penny. The next person that shares it gets a penny, and so does that person. So it's a scale to go. Oh, I was first to share this, and the people that I shared it to shared that. So like it incentivizes that act and action, and it's going to be instantaneous because it's on the blockchain. It goes
Is that
directly
kind
to
of
you.
like a pyramid? So like if
It's not a pyramid.
I
The
share
idea
it,
of
then
it
two
is a
people
pyramid.
share it under me, I get a penny from the two people that share too.
Yes, it is a pyramid, but not a scheme because they're getting paid
Yeah,
directly from. And
already.
what it does is it incentivizes the fans to get involved. Like, hey man, how many times you
Hmm.
put, hey, share this, you guys, if you're my real fans, and then it gets a couple shares. It doesn't get as many as you have fans supposedly. This incentivizes that. Like, you're already listening to me. Here you guys go. Let's see what you guys want to do. And if they're getting paid, they're absolutely gonna go share. Yeah, fuck. Hey man, you gotta go share this shit. They're gonna remind them because
Right.
it's going directly in their wallet right then. That's the beauty about smart contracts or Web3 is that it takes all that out of like there's no doubt. You can go into the blockchain and go exactly where all the money went. It's all accounted for, and that's what
All
makes it
right. So I
beautiful.
got I got a question.
What you got?
So Johnny has the Hot on the Block magazine.
Yeah,
Is there going to be a way that magazines can use your app to do distribution?
to do distribution. I mean, if there was a digital product, I mean, I don't know how you would want that. I mean, there's advertising that's definitely on there because
Like,
there's
say, for instance, you want to sell digital copies. Maybe the guys in prison,
yep, because they
they
got
start
tablets.
using this app,
They got tablets.
right? And they want to get a magazine from Johnny Hot on the Block. Maybe they want to pay a certain amount to get a copy of the magazine.
That
You know
actually,
what I mean?
I mean, that's actually we have all that would be as a tab because I guess I didn't say that. We're making it for. That's why I say creators and not artists is because it's for movies, music videos, podcasts, and music. So,
Okay.
and we're keeping it completely independent. We're not. The one thing that I'll say is that we are growing independent artists. We're not going to be having. We won't have the majors on that platform, mainly because what ends up happening is the same thing that happened to Spotify. The record labels were like, "Hey, we want 30% of your business." No, this belongs to the artist, and there's nobody that can take any of this away. Like, and that's my goal, is measuring my success by how many artists I help. If I can get that as my measurement of success, dude, I'm okay.
Cool.
So, to answer all your concerns, that's the place to go. Ownlane.com, OWNLN.com until it's gonna be .com until about I'm gonna say February, May is when we're looking to actually have the app up and running. But until then, we're in beta right now, so if y'all want to go try it out, you can go to the website.
Hey, you were supposed to point and say you got to go right here where I'm pointing at.
Uh, Up here, over here, I'm not sure where it's gonna show up, but it's gonna show up on the screen here.
Oh,
My green screen guy was he was slacking. He didn't tell me. Um,
oh
I
man.
don't have a Jamie
I
here.
have a question.
What you got?
Yeah, like for people that don't know about like Web3,
Mm-hmm.
can you just like simplify that for people?
Yes, the best way I can simplify it is so I'm gonna say okay. So Web 1 was when it was write only. So you could only write um, on something like there were no rooms, there were no chat room. There were chat rooms, but there wasn't like accounts and things like that back then. Then Web 2 is accounts and puts the platform or the site in control. Web 3 is the internet on the blockchain. So it's to say that authentication is not an issue anymore. Like it's going to know that it's you. It's going to allow you to you don't need passwords because it knows that it's you based on device. Um, and not only is it secure, but it allows for smart contracts to happen, which is nothing more to say than a smart contract says that if you have those tokens that I was mentioning, if somebody sells that, like you've sold it to this person for $1, and they go and sell it for two. Okay, well I get to say I want I want 20 cents from that dollar that you sell, or I want 10% of that sale. Cool. It'll automatically come back to you every time that's sold because you put the rules on it. It allows you to put rules on it, ownership.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, it's dude. Web 3 is the way, especially for creators. Also, another way that Web 3 works is like you use a browser that say you put like I don't know, put $20 into your ETH account, and it just takes so that you can pay the creators that you constantly interact with. When you go to their site, it takes like 0.00003 cents of ETH or something, and it's just so that you're supporting the people that you're constantly going to. Like if you go to a website that requires a subscription, it'll say, "Hey, can we use your ETH for this?" And you go, "Yep." You just keep it moving, but that's only if it's for subscription. Because I have a Brave browser, and there's plenty of Web3 sites that don't charge anything because I don't have any money in my wallet. Um, so yeah, so Web3 is essentially just it's for the creator, the person that it took it out of the hands of the platforms and put it in the hands of the creator. And the real problem with it, it sounds great to every creator that hears about it. The real problem is that the customers, the fan, the customer education part, they are not feeling. They're not down with it. Like they're not gonna learn anything new, and it has to be very convenient, or they want nothing to do with it. So a lot of artists have tried to do things on Web3, and essentially, like what I hear is people are like, "Oh man, this shit died in like 2022." Yeah, but it's because y'all wasn't using it right. That's why OwnLane is the thing, because like mixing all these things together, Spotify can't even do this. Like Spotify is incapable of turning their boat around because it's so big. They're on the Titanic. They'd have to do a lot of overhaul of their code. They're not going to do that because they'd lose out on too much money. So we have the advantage at the moment, and we're pushing. Like it's already there. It's already trademarked. We already got the. We're looking at the patent for it just for that process, but it's not really a patentable process, but it might be. I got to talk to the lawyers. But yeah, man, like Web3 is the future. But it will make if you look into it, if anybody looks into it, just know you're gonna feel like a 97-year-old man getting an iPhone for the first time because it is kind of deep if you're actually researching it. Just wait until they make it convenient. Like there's things coming out all the time, not only my own platform, but it's getting easier and just not as inconvenient. So it is the future. It is what's gonna drive the creator economy to the next stratosphere essentially. Because you already see these YouTubers making. How much did YouTube give out last year? $8 billion or some shit.
Jeez.
Like they're one of the biggest sources of pay for the industry. So I mean that's good on them, but they're still only giving you fractions. When we move it all over to the to where we own it, own lane, dude, the money's gonna be hand over fist for a very long time. In my opinion, of course,
Jump
I'm
on it
biased.
early. Jump on it early, people. The first thousand.
First thousand.
Powerhouse, own lane.
Yo, so let's get
Now,
back to
how much is the membership with that?
best part. See, and that's what I love doing my fucking Steve Jobs shit. All right, so there's more. So for creators, it's $1 a month, and that's all I'm charging creators. For the fans, it's $5.99. But like, they don't have to. You can go with the free version for the fans, and they just get ads, and then the artist still shares in that revenue. It's still the same exact split. Whatever you are, it's on everything. So just another income stream. Don't matter. Because we have two partners for advertising for as far as audio wise, and then of course I think we have one banner placement for on site. I think I'm gonna make it to where artists actually have the ability to allow one on their page, and they can make they can go ahead and capitalize on it. I didn't put it on anybody's page initially because who the fuck likes ads? But if the artist is hungry for it, run it. Put one on your page. Put it at the bottom.
Now let me ask you this: is that $1 going to stay $1 for the first 1,000?
Forever for everybody.
Forever, forever for everybody.
Yep, because this is the only reason I was gonna make it free for artists, and that was my goal. But I was like, wait, if you're not willing to put $1 a month into your craft, $1 for all the things that this is providing, bro, I don't want you on the platform. Then I just don't. Um, because I feel like you have to be able to believe in yourself. For $1 a month, we definitely blow so much money on all this random shit. But you can't put $1 behind yourself. Nah, because I know
You
me as a
can't even get
manager,
a bag of chips for
that's what
50
I'm
cent no
saying.
more.
That's what I'm saying. Give somebody an access to all these things, gives them access to make money off the bat, right off the rip. Because if you have physical product, you can sell it. If you want to sell your songs, you can sell them. Like, and then as we do grow, once we get to the 1,000 mark, then we'll probably have the tour guide up, which is just to say that there's artists that are going to join from all over the place, especially in America for the first year. So they're going to be all over the place. It's like, hey, y'all playing out? Okay, y'all playing out. So we'll do a little bit of outreach to all the people on the platform, going, do you know a venue? Cool. You know this venue? Are they good? What's it? Get the lowdown on it, and then create a bunch of different booking routes and tours. So it becomes a network that is literally self-sustaining, and it grows from the artist. It's for the artist, by the artist, with the artist. Yeah, for $1.
Yeah, that's dope, bro. Much success and prosperity with that thing.
Bro, it's for everybody. I'm not even. That's why I said my portion of it for the company is 10%. The development fees are are split there. So that's the only time that it's we have to still run it. It's super expensive to run servers and shit. But it's worth it. It's worth it to me if I'm able to help that many people, because I already do this. And because y'all have to. When's your meeting? Your mastermind is Tuesday at what time?
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So I actually, it's funny that y'all say that, because I'm actually having my first live class where I record it, but I'm helping artists, because I got kind of tired of repeating myself on to every artist I meet. I gotta let them know about the basics first, and then we can case by case basic. But at first, what we're doing is this first week that I'm doing is Friday. Yeah, this Friday. Actually, this Friday coming up at 7 o'clock Central Time, so that is 8 o'clock Eastern. The first classes, and everybody's invited. Just go to Shadowworks Entertainment. I'll be on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, just like it is for Shooting the Shits. And then, of course, I am going to pull that down, because that is going to eventually be just live on the site under the education portion. But this first one's going to be on logos, on trademarks, copyrights, and then brand. It's going to be about an hour and 15 minutes or so.
When is it? When is it? When is it?
This coming up Friday. The first one is this Friday.
It's coming up Friday.
It'll end up being every Friday at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And it'll recap. It'll still play. If you don't happen to make it, it will still replay for about 24 to 48 hours. But it will get pulled and put onto the platform there, so you'll have to go to online at some point if you miss it. But I'll say this, Johnny, and this is again, I didn't mean to hijack the show here and talk about the brand, but man, you was knocking on the door, bro. I heard you knocking, so I let you in then.
God damn it, man! Hey, I was trying to share my story. No, you good, bro?
Oh, we get in the story. We get into the story because we went over how Johnny had started, and we went over how how he developed through. Where'd you get your start at?
Hey, I'm climbing in a semi truck right now. Uh,
That's how it began and
that's how it's going right now
ended.
until it ends. I hope my job's not listening to this. That one day I won't be driving trucks anymore. But for the time being, this is what puts the bread on the table.
Yeah, you
Uh,
gotta work the 9 to 5 until you work the 9 to 5 to live the dream. Like that's the goal. You gotta support the
right,
dream somehow, and that's how we do it. Like you can't just go.
right,
I'm putting all the all my hopes and dreams and everything in one pot, and it's just this music thing. Well, do you know how to make money with it?
right,
Nah, but I got these songs, bro.
right.
Don't do it.
And what I say is extraordinary entertainment. It started growing up, like I said, recording on pots and pans. I had my first website, and I used to I ordered batches of cards and I put them all over. I used to get my friends to go around the city. Hey man, take some of these in your backpack and drop them off at the store you shop at. So that's how we started off doing that. And
Hustle.
yeah, man, and I've dealt with a lot of local artists. I've had some ups and downs, and then I ended up going to school for sound engineering after I went to college. During college days in Alabama, I was I was around a lot of those BMF guys, and I was introduced to Pro Tools
Okay.
there, and this is around 2005, 2004, 2005. And cause when I was growing up, people would hear you making beats on Fruity Loops. I'm like, nah, bro. Fruity Loops had a bad rep growing up, bro. If you like, I make beats on Fruity Loops, nobody took you serious.
It's because I didn't know. That's why. Like yeah. What was your first DAW? Was your first one was Writing in Pro
Fruity
Tools?
Loops.
It was
My
okay.
first DAW was what was my first? My first DAW was my first personal DAW, because I wasn't recording music myself at first. I was recording others, so I was using Pro Tools. But when I first started recording myself, I was using Audition on Adobe, bro. Adobe Audition.
You know, there's still somebody today. I don't remember which rapper it is, but he's a big rapper. That's what he uses right now. No, he uses Cool Edit. He uses Cool Edit. Same fucking thing. It's like
Wow, bro.
that's that. You just aged yourself right there.
Yeah,
You remember the days of
yeah,
so you were already in 2006. You were in school for audio engineering.
yeah. So I went to school for mass communications. The school was going, having some hard times. So you'd be like, man, I'm leaving this college. So I left for college and went to a technical school, and that's where I started doing sound engineering about 2006, 2007. Uh,
Where at?
and then this school called Omni Tech. I'm not sure if they're still in existence. It was out of Decatur, Georgia,
Okay.
and I was with them for a while, and after them, I got an internship with the Young Bloods.
Oh, so you actually got quality.
Yeah, so started interning, the people that you don't give a damn, we don't give a
Yeah.
fuck. Hey, don't. So I was like I was Sean Paul from the Young Bloods engineer,
Oh hell yeah.
and yeah, I used to go to his house a lot. And uh, one thing they used to always tell me, boy, you don't know nothing. You went to school, you ain't gonna learn until you get out here in the field.
Facts.
And that was true about that. I can remember a time he'd give me a box of flyers, like, man, just go pad these out. And I was on the city bus. I fill up my backpack and go to every store I could, and just ride around town on the city train and the bus in Atlanta, passing out his flyers. He'd be like, bro, somebody told me they seen my flyer here. I'm like, yeah, man, I be everywhere passing out your shit. You know what I mean? But
Because you already knew the
just
hustle. That's why.
yeah, man. So being in the face of early promotion, the 4x6 flyers. People don't really know
It's
about the
still
4x6
valid. That shit
promotion.
is still valid. I
It's
don't give a
still
fuck.
valid, but people don't know about that early street team promo. They know a little bit about it these days, but like getting out in the streets and hitting the stores. hitting the abandoned buildings with posters.
That's how you
You
get
know what I
hit
mean?
in your town. That's how you get known in your city. Like if you're not going out and doing exactly that, nobody's gonna know because like the algorithm isn't just gonna put you in front of them because they're in your city. That's not how that works. So like you got to get out in front of them just like that. That's that like
Right.
all day.
But the thing about it is, again, if you didn't have the funds behind you, like me personally, I just had little business cards. But to have an actual 4x6 flyer back in the day, if you ain't got the money, you're not gonna have those flyers.
Shit, watch me do black and white. Fucking, I'm gonna get out some
Man,
toilet
listen,
paper. I'm gonna do black
listen,
and white, and I'm gonna go to fucking
listen,
Kinkos.
listen, man. So I ended up working for a print shop too. I
See?
get into that a little bit later, man. But so I did that for a while, and my mom got sick and passed away, and I kind of fell out with the sound engineering. I went mentally crazy for a while.
Reasonable.
I was making music here and there, but I really wasn't doing it like I am now. So I ended up living at a couple different places, different studios around Atlanta. You know, a real studio is where somebody comes over and they spend the night.
Yep.
You
Same.
know,
I got an
you ain't
Airbnb here. That's how it works.
right. People ain't really been in the studio until they slept in that motherfucker, or you wake up and you go to the studio. Like I've lived that life at several places, and you go to sleep from recording, you wake up recording. Even with my own home studio, I leave a track running all week long till I figure out what to put on it. If
Oh,
you at my house, you're gonna hear that same beat all day. I go to sleep to it. When I wake up in the morning, that same beat goddamn playing.
shit. If they show up to my man, they better have already written. Like if I'm participating, different story. But like if they're paying client, like they do not write in the studio. Please do not write in the studio. Like yeah, it's your time. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. But you should have already rehearsed it. You should know all them words. You should just be able to jump up and fucking push it. Because we had what we called the suicide sessions. Because it was like my boy To came out and he did 5 days. Like the first time he ever came out, he did 5 days. He goes, how many songs do you think we can do in 5 days? I was like, I mean, you got the studio 24 hours a day, but I mean, your voice ain't gonna hold for. I don't know how many we can get done. He goes, well, I got 50. I think he said like 58 songs. I got like 58 songs. Uh, you don't want to get through them though, right? I was like, yeah. There's no fucking way. All right, man. We're gonna keep going until you can't go no more. So it was tap
Hmm.
sessions, and he did it every single day, and we got 29 songs done in 5 days.
Mm.
It was it was hell. Like it was hell, and like it was the best thing because like the album's out now. Teal the Stats, Mental Health. We did all the skits on it, did all that stuff. Like we got to develop an album, so I was very happy about that part. There's a whole album that people ain't even heard yet because life happens and shit. And shit gets not shelved, but it gets pushed back. I mean
Right.
that's just the
And
way it
with
is.
that being said, this is what I encourage people because I record in my truck in my semi. I have a lot of things that if I was to go to the studio, I could like he did 50 songs. I probably got a lot of songs that I can go in there and just be like, oh, so let me listen to this on my computer. All right, let's go. Bam, I'm ready. You know what I mean? Or play this on my phone. Let me listen to it.
Yeah.
All right, let me get the files. Let's go. You know what I mean? So I encourage people that, you know, if you don't got the best and greatest, don't be discouraged. Use what you motherfucking got.
Facts. Facts. That's the only way to do
Use
it.
what you got. You know, until you get to where you need to be, man. Don't. And another thing is, don't come in this music game thinking you just about to get rich.
Oh
You
man.
know, like I said, I'm a truck driver. My music business has been on the back burner for a long time, and I've been making music, but now I'm starting to get more serious about it. Getting with Johnny and doing his content house
Yeah.
because now Johnny's like, where can they get that? I'm like, nowhere. Dang, bro, you ain't got that? No, nope, nowhere. If they want to hear it, they can go on my Instagram. That's it. So I don't really have. I got a website and everything. It's called Extraordinary ENT. It's still under development. ExtraordinaryENT.com. And I've owned that website since 2004, 2005. I've been
Damn.
owning my website.
Damn.
Yeah, I've been owning my website so it's been up, it's been down. but nobody else has got the domain. I own it. It ain't going. Even if the website's not up, guess what? I'm gonna pay for the domain.
Well, since
Uh,
you ain't got the traffic, like that's what I hate about domains, and like there's no way to make that part, a consistent amount because as you get more traffic, this is something that they don't tell you. As you get more traffic, it can they can just because that's what they base it on the price. They're like, hey, this looks like you got a lot of traffic last year, so this year, I know it was $4.99 for the past 10 years, but you actually got traffic now, so it's $199. Damn. All
right,
right, well it's worth it. And then the next year it'll be $5.99. You're like, what the fuck? But it just based on
right.
your traffic, you're a victim of your own success, and there's literally no way to get around that. I've tried to look at that and be like,
But it's fine because it just comes to show you that if you got that much traffic and you able to pay that much, you should be using that website to capitalize some kind of way.
facts.
You know what I mean? So there's some avenues. They got some projects. I'm working on an app too. I'm not going to talk about it because it's still in development.
Yep.
But I'm working on an app and I'm always thinking of different ideas, man. This AI is so incredible, man. Like while I'm driving, I'm talking to AI, giving it prompts.
Yep.
I'm working with Johnny driving a truck doing a content event.
Yep.
Like, oh, we need a contract for this and that. Oh man, all right. Well, I'm pull over and when I get some time, bam. Or I might say something into AI and say, yo, I need this, this, that, and the third. And the way it just like I went ahead and paid for Chat GPT. I got a paid plan. So
I need to
go
turn
ahead.
on my mic. Is that what y'all said?
No, no, what'd you say, Johnny?
Are you able to hear
Oh,
me all right?
I hear you.
All right, all right. Yeah, I just seen in a comment talking about turning on my mic.
Is that on Instagram?
Yeah, that's on Insta. No, wait,
Oh,
that
okay.
was on Facebook. No, my bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, dude, trying to keep up with all of it. Yo, Stewie, I didn't even call nobody out. Yo, Stu, what it is, what it do, what it do, crew, Heist Club. Suzanne, she was definitely there for both of them there for the Heist Club. Hashtag Heist Club 420 coming out, the movie. So we getting it done. I'm plugging y'all. I'm plugging. So when you said, so John, you even still there? He's probably asleep. That man's asleep. Watch.
Yeah, you know it. You know it.
I thought it was
It's
time to
getting
lay
good.
down, man.
You know.
Yeah,
Johnny's probably laying down.
yeah, it is. That's good. He's like, yeah,
Hey, I'm not the only one know it's Johnny's bedtime, huh?
hey man, when you work hard, you gotta get that rest in. If
That's Grandpa over there, bro.
hey, that's pops over there that says he's gonna lay the smack down if you don't fucking abide by the rules down there, getting all
Hey,
wild in Medellin.
that's Pops from Friday After Next, goddamn.
These motherfuckers, fucking
Yeah.
dude, I love man, funny motherfucker. It's like I guess that's the thing that I will say about as we do get as we get older. I just turned 40, and you just 30s is the age of loss where you start seeing like the older generation go, and yes, you'll see people in your peer group. They're gonna start going like the early ones, but like your reward for living a long life uh, is you end up being alone because you made like you won the race. Okay, you made it to 100. You know how many people that that was like alive then is alive now? Like, nope, you get to be the last one. Like that seems to me that seems maybe it's kind of morbid, but it seems like that's not really a reward. People like wish you a long. It's like I wish you a long and happy life. Well, you can be happy until you just sitting there like, fuck, no. Like it's
Right.
yeah. They
Right.
said that I just saw that they said that we could live to anybody that makes it to 20. What did they say? To 2050. Anybody able to make it to 2050? They're guessing that based on their ability to reverse aging right now. Like right now, they've already like reversed aging entirely. They took an 80-year-old squirrel. Like he's not really 80, but he's however 80 years old is in a squirrel, and they reduced him all the way back to with stem cells, put him all the way back to 40. So like,
No way.
yeah, yeah. It's all about your telomeres. It's down to the DNA side, but they actually that's the thing that allows it's the thing that sends the signal to your cells to either replicate or to stop replicating. and at a certain point, the telomeres they just get shorter and shorter and shorter, which is your ability to heal those or split those cells. So all they did was like, hey, we can lengthen those telomeres again. Oh shit, and fucking it was back fully. Like everything was back. Like same sperm count, same blood work, everything. So really amazing shit. Like so if we make it in 2050, the likelihood is that we can make it to. I think this is it was a crazy number. It was like 210 or 230. It's like I don't know if I'm capable and I can be at a reasonable age, no problem. If they're like, hey, you can make it to 200, but man, if somebody blow, they broke your arm by blowing on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't think so. Would you want to live that long?
Yeah, man. You know, I wouldn't mind long as I could travel.
That's fair.
I think traveling makes it valid. I didn't really start traveling abroad because I just turned 42, man. We young men, you know. I think I was 38 when I first really started going out the country alone. 30, no, 30, 37, 38. And I went to Africa. I went through Paris. I went to Africa.
What?
Eh,
You and
yeah.
Dave Chappelle with it?
Huh?
You and Dave Chappelle with it?
Man, I went before Dave Chappelle did all that shit, bro.
Before he made it trendy.
Yeah,
I
man.
was
I
fine
went over there
prior.
for I went over there for 3 weeks. Uh, that's a whole nother ball game. I'm not going to get into going to Africa, but it was cool. I got some great connections over there. Uh, Shout out to my people with the Hip Hop Center. They're in a place called Gageway that's in Senegal, and they got like a community organization with the studio, DJing, dance, and film, and they teach all this to the youth in the community to kind of give them something better to do than being on the streets and doing different things.
Hey,
So
that's what you want, though. I mean, that's literally the. I mean, if we had those programs, I mean, I will say this: most people don't know, but um, your local library probably has studio equipment, like just a local ass library. They'll have the basics for you to be able to actually record, and that's you know
right there's one in DC, there's one in Miami Beach that has it. So yeah, you're
Kissimmee has it. I
absolutely
mean,
right.
we have it in Podunk, Florida, like in the middle of nowhere. Like our library has like it's Pro Tools, or maybe it's not even Pro Tools. It might be
I think
some
it's Garage Band or something, and then they got like Logic.
yeah, Logic. So it is Logic. But that's all you need. If you don't have the ability, you don't have the equipment, you don't have the knowledge, go there. It's really easy to just record vocals, and then you can get it to a mix engineer, because that's going to be the thing that makes or breaks it. You said that you got certified. Did you get certified in Pro Tools?
Yeah, I did, but give me 2 seconds. Hold on.
You get it. So yeah, so I'm gonna throw that to Johnny. You actually had a background in music as well, did you not?
Yeah, I did. I'm an audio engineer by trade. I've been in and out of studios since a kid, man. Growing up, QNYC. Um, what was my first encounter with? Trying to remember. I'm trying to remember the name of. It's a very famous recording studio in Astoria, Queens. I know that KRS did a lot of his first legendary hits there. I used to run in and out of there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was the name of that studio? Um,
I don't want to
it's
lie.
legendary, man. Yeah, I'm just,
Well, that's. I
you
mean,
know,
you got that. Yeah, I mean, coming from a place like Queens is like, you're in the mecca of hip hop. You're in a place that it's very heavy, so it's especially if you're actually, you're out in the city, out in the street. Like you're gonna come across some legendary people and situations that you had to be there type moments. Um, what would you say your biggest moment like that is? Like where it's like holy shit, like is that it? Where it's like holy shit, that's the mic fucking KRS put that down. Like maybe one of those moments, maybe either
Ooh,
start or
you,
I
finish.
you,
got one of those. I'm gonna let
you
Johnny go
know,
first, but I
you
got one
know,
of those.
Alright.
you know, I came up in the '90s, man, and well, actually late '80s and '90s. The streets, New York. you know, you just like you see a lot, right?
Yeah.
And in New York, like, you know, you see legends. Like the first artist that I saw was Cool G Rap. You know what I mean? And he was just in the neighborhood, like visiting, like one of his family members, or like bringing a bucket of chicken to like some kids, or shit like that. So there's a saying, right? Like the only stars that I know are in the sky. You know,
Wow.
that's you know, so like in New York, like you could see things going down all the time, like big film sets, um, big productions, you know. So, you know, seeing that young, like you don't really get starstruck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you might be rubbing elbows next to, you know, a Busta Rhymes or a Dougie Fresh, and you know it's cool, man. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh wow, like, you know, you look up to dudes and you respect dudes, you know, because dudes do some amazing things for the culture, for entertainment. Um, I don't know. There's been so many times, man, where I just been in places or situations where, you know, where, you know, that I could think back, you know.
And others might have been
So
starstruck in that same scenario.
yeah, yeah, I think so. You know, people, you know, they get like you say, you know, they might get starstruck, like, you know, but in NYC, I feel like it's very competitive, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like even when you go into public school, like it's a man, it's a lot of competition. You know, if it's not sports, it's music. You know, so but a lot of things is, you know, I, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, I even like I've been in the recording studios where a lot of recordings have been done, like where Pac got shot. I think that was cool. You know,
It was cool when he got shot. You know.
well, it wasn't cool
No,
when he got
I'm
shot, but like, you
being
know,
facetious, man.
I was there
you
when he
know, but
got
everything.
shot. I know who
Yeah,
did
nah,
it.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there. No, nah, I wasn't
Damn.
there. No, but what I'm saying is, you know, like I don't really get starstruck. I've been around, like, you know, on different types of scenarios. So it's just, you know, I don't regret a lot of things. You know, I'm glad to have had a lot of experience, and I think that that's what makes us who we are. Like that's why I got my own. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never been like, you know, I've respected a lot of movements because they're movements, right?
Yeah.
You know, but and I think that that's what, you know, opens up the doors to like having your own stuff. And I respect people that, you know, do their own stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like I did some street team for like Akinelli and some other legends, you know, but it's a learning experience. You know what I mean? And you know, just being around, you know, I always felt like, you know, I needed my own lane. Just like you're creating your platform, your own lane, and now you're giving others opportunities, you know, to run with their ideas, you know, with their dreams. And that's what the content house is all about. It's an experience platform. You know what I mean? It's an experience platform. Or you want to create, boom, here's the opportunity to go overseas, fly, you know, build with people from other cities, even other countries, you know, filmmakers, producers, things like that. Um,
It makes it
but
interesting,
yeah,
man.
man, you know,
Because you can't
look,
do really bad. Like everybody's putting out content because like I gotta put out content. I gotta put out content. Yes, you do. But if it's just the same crap that everybody else is putting out, when other people are using like say, you know, they're using AI and it looks good and it's content that people can watch. You sitting in front of your like in front of your bed like in your fucking pajamas and shit like rapping the song is not gonna be the thing. But going to Medellin and having that, you know, having all those experiences, of course that's going to be worth it. Of course people are going to want to pay attention. It's worthwhile content, not just filler.
Dang, bro.
I just I just want
Can,
to
go ahead,
I just
Johnny,
want to
because
say
you hot.
this.
You
Yeah,
hot on the block
yeah.
right now. Go
No,
ahead.
no, no. I just want to say this, man. Like this really serves as a pilot. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just being able to see, you know, what potential this really has, right? It already has us looking at the map at other territories, you know. I don't want to leak too much stuff, you know, but the Caribbean is a nice place, You know,
is.
South America has a lot of locations. Abroad, we're already like, looking into like, 5 years ahead where things are going. What do we look like? What do we look for when we look to do strategic partnerships? When we look to work
Hey,
with people,
before you
we
go
look
there, can I before
we
you go
look
there,
for
Johnny? Can I get my
what?
all moment, bro? Cause we I ain't gonna even want to give
Yeah,
you my all
yeah,
moment no more.
but before that, let me finish up. So what do we look for? Like we want to work with people that we could work with for the next 3 years, for the next 5 years, right? We want to make sure that we can sell you, that we can market you. We just don't want to, just take on somebody maybe because they could afford it. You know what I mean? Because it's not cheap to travel. It's not cheap to get into these properties. It's not cheap to do these great and incredible things. So resources are definitely, they help, right, in situations. But again, we're thinking ahead, and I don't want to leak too much because people are just starting to see what's going on. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be like, yo, we're gonna be in 2027
Don't
in
tell
this part
don't
of
tell
the
nobody
country
your
and
plans.
this
Let them
and
find
that.
out through the
But it's
go to
coming,
hot on the
man.
block, hot on the block.
Big wave, big wave is on the way.
So, so pretty much what I hear is there's lots of opportunity. You got to invest in yourself, and you really have to push. To make better content, you need to go better places and meet more people that are in the industry, or at least entrepreneurs, like any business owner or any artist should be. They have to look at it from a business perspective, and that your knowledge, the experience, the content, the whole thing, like as a package, is very valuable. So I see it. I see it all day. Like, and I would love to be at the next one. If it's gonna be in Colombia, y'all might see my face. Uh, but look, let me do this. Jupiter, you said you wanted to jump in. What you got? What you got? Your eye
Golly, I'm just getting to this gate.
moment.
Uh, y'all always catch me at a bad time. Like I was like,
Always.
damn, bro, Johnny is going all the way down to the end of the book, and I'm sitting here on my awe moment, man. I'm like, oh,
That's a different type of awe moment. Yo,
but
but I mean, there's always part two. You know what I'm saying? There's always
but
part
see,
two.
you know what? When we say content creators and stuff like that, that give people we
Uh,
want to be able to get like say Columbia Tie event, right? And people look at the content, and they like, oh man, these look, they was in Columbia, and you giving somebody else a all moment. You giving your fans a all moment, cause they like, how the hell he in Columbia doing this? You know what I mean? How you doing that?
give them that sense of wonder, like give them that sense of like holy shit, this guy is making moves and actually invest in himself. You have to have society, like they call it like community buy-in. So like, yeah, you can say you're a rapper, cool. You can even show that you do a local show, cool. That's all good. But if that's the highlight that you have is that you do a local show and you don't have anything but from your other content is around your same place doing the same things that you've been doing, yo, it's not entertaining. So I mean, it's really just like you said, just an aha moment. Like giving not only the person but the fans, like giving them experience. So this is
All right, hold on now, hold on. I know we getting in there. Let me give you my all moment though. I still
run it,
haven't gave you my
run
all
it.
moment. I would tell you what we want to, what kind of creators we want, so they can have an all moment. I still haven't gave you the all moment. Man, I'm gonna make it quick.
Run it.
My all moment was when I was working at one of the famous DJs from Atlanta. He used to own a restaurant. I'm not gonna even mention the name and everything. But I worked for his restaurant for over 5 years, and all the celebrities used to come to his restaurant. Like Johnny, I've been around some of everybody, bro. You know, a lot of different celebrities. You like, damn. I don't have to name drop, but I
Exactly.
will name drop about this one. Uh, so I did get to meet, goddamn, and shake hands and get as close as I am, but physically close, like I am to this screen to you right now. But I was in front of this person,
Yeah.
and I got to meet Stevie Wonder, bro.
That's pretty damn peak right there.
That's our moment, bro.
Yeah,
You meet goddamn
yeah.
Stevie, bro.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
that's
they like, bro, you can't go
that's
pee
good.
cause Stevie in there. I'm like, oh yeah, he in the bathroom. I'm like, I'm gonna wait till he come out so I can say what's up, man. You know,
And
guy
he's
can't.
gonna
I'm like,
pull one of these. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, I see you."
nah. He had this guy that was always with him, bro. That kind of do every like an assistant,
Yeah,
like that goes everywhere with him and handles all his personal business and shit. So it was cool though. You know, that's my awe moment, bro. That's
that's a
like
pretty
a
damn
once
big
in a
one.
lifetime. And then getting to see him perform like in a crowd of like 200 people.
What?
Like, come on, bro.
How the hell? Was that a private
It
party or
was
some shit?
somebody. It was some rich guy's birthday party that rented out the restaurant. I mean, his wedding or some shit. He rented out the restaurant for his dinner party, and they invited Stevie Wonder, bro. I know they paid that man a bag to be there, but to be
Easy.
able to see Stevie Wonder perform in a small crowd, bro. Like, who gets to do
Yeah,
that,
that's
bro?
cool.
The luckiest.
Yeah, man.
Only the luckiest.
Yes.
Like you're blessed. Like
Yeah,
with
man.
not only
But
experience and the place that you're from, but like Johnny with the same thing, the place that he's at, and like having that experience, like being able to be in a rich cultural place that is, talking about Queens and talking about media. Like
but
it's a privilege to be able to be in places that aren't the BFE. Like, there's a lot of people that live, small town everywhere. They're all the same. I don't care what the terrain looks like. It's all the same. Like there ain't shit to do. You ain't gonna meet nobody famous. Like if one famous person comes through, it's like the literal talk of the town. And then there's places that you can go. The meccas like New York or Atlanta, like Miami. You can go to these places and you'd be surprised at the people that you meet that just
and,
random.
and and that's what, like Johnny said, that's what the content house is. And we giving people the opportunity to give them their fans an oh moment. They were there. Oh man, tell me now that your fans want to interact with you because they want to know, dang, you were there. I seen this and that. What happened? That's where Pablo is. It gives you a story to to open up with your fans. And if you're a content creator, that opens up the door for some conversations with some fans. You get some guests on your shows. They're like, yo, man, tell me about this place. Tell me about that. Oh, you got to do music with somebody here? How did that go? It just opens up a whole new um element that you probably would have never had if you didn't come to Columbia and hang out with us at the content event.
Facts. That's just facts on facts, and that's
Yeah,
why, and like I said, the value is 100% there. Like knowing what it is and who's there and all that. Like really, it's a matter of if you can, if you are serious about it, and if you make the good impressions. Because like you said, you are not looking for anybody that can just afford it. You're looking for a quality creator or somebody that the entrepreneur mind is really crucial.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I just, you know, everything you guys are touching on, nails it. For those who want to make a global impact, right? Because once you go overseas, like you're global. Everybody says they're global, but this really is it's an environment, right? For storytelling. Come down, share your stories, collaborate with like-minded individuals, man, content creators alike.
Yeah,
Come and experience yourself. It really doesn't need a lot of explanation. You know what
no,
I mean? That's
it's
kind of the yeah.
it's one of those self-evident things. Like you hear about what it is, you hear the offer, you hear what you get out of it, and if somebody's like, I don't know, well then they don't know. They ain't willing to invest themselves, invest in the business, invest in their content to boost that up and get to the next level. Like that's all. Literally, we're on the same mission here, just coming at it from different angles. It's getting creators further, faster. Like let's skip some fucking hurdles here. We can help you. Like I'll give you some fucking stills. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
yo, everything is set up for you. High quality film, man. That's the invitation.
Alright, well,
But I want to thank you, man. I want to thank you, Cracker Rican, Chris. For your platform. You know what I mean? Great environment for storytelling for your audience. You know what I mean? Thanks.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
Yeah,
you
thank
coming
you a
on.
lot, brother.
Yeah, hey, tell everybody where they can get it, and you know how we go out. I told you how we go out. So we gonna put out a
Yeah.
feed. We gonna see what happens.
Uh oh.
But what where can they find you at? Where's the what you pushing?
Oh, so you want to know where they can find it, Johnny? Tell them where they can find it, man.
Yeah. Well, our platform is hotontheblock.com. Hot on the block, that's with the D. HOTONDA block. You could Google Content House Medellin. That's HODB Maga Media Content House Medellin. And if you're a content creator, if you're an entrepreneur, I invite you to Creative Voices Tuesday night. It is, it's an invite only room, but if you feel like you fit the criteria, if you want to come in, to experience other entrepreneurs, other creators that are looking to collaborate, do some joint ventures, do some real hardcore business, come and travel and then experience um, the platform, then hey, that's welcome. You know what I mean? And you could do that through Chris. You could do that reaching out to myself or to Jupiter or to somebody who's in our network. Again, that's more like an invite only. We put it out publicly, you know, to promote our people, to promote our network. Everybody gets a time to shine, to come in, to guest speak, to share resources, to teach. But that's the front door. Like, you know what I mean? Coming to Creative Voices, and then a lot of other things could follow, and we're here to help. We help brands, we help businesses scale, we help people do things much faster. Again, high end. You can see the properties that we're using that for the content houses. You can see the experiences that we're shaping. If you're interested in content house, we can get on a call with you, send you the itinerary, and see if it's something fit. Again, we're looking for content creators and entrepreneurs that have been in business for 3 to 5 years, that are making $50 to $100,000 a year, and maybe are stuck there and maybe want to take it further. Again, because there's different parts. And then also, if you're just starting out, but I want people to think big, because this is a big project. This is not a little project. This is not a praise Johnny on calls, or praise Cracker Rican, or praise Jupiter. No, this is a collab. This has parts. This has part retreat, part production, part mastermind, part docufilm. You're gonna come in and meet people that are like real successful, and they're gonna teach you like ropes. They're gonna teach you how to make your first investment overseas. They're gonna teach you how to, you know, do a film. You know what I mean? So the quality is incredible, man. We're making lifelong links. We're making lifelong connects. And if you didn't know, now you know. It's Johnny T with that HODB, with that hot on the block. It's getting good. Hotontheblock.com, yo.
Hey, I say this too. If you got $10,000, you got 5,000, bro. We ain't gonna say no, bro. Long as you got a creative aspect and
Yo,
creative mind, bro, and
keep
you
it.
and you and you marketable and you ready to grow. Long as you ready to grow and you marketable, that's what matters the
Okay.
most. You got to be ready to grow. You got to be ready to understand that, hey, you coming to Colombia not for the passport bros experience, not for a party. You coming to Colombia, you gonna have your fun. Believe me, you gonna have your fun. But at the end of the day, you coming to get some work done. Content house is not a party. Of course, we got events and stuff that you get to enjoy yourself, but it's an opportunity to say, man, I went out the country and did put in some work. Like, how many times you gonna go out the country and have a vacation and then say you put in some work towards a craft that you respect, that you love? Not often,
Not
you
often
know.
at all. It's a once in a lifetime experience, and hit them up on hot on the block. That's with a D A. Hot on the block. Hit them up on there, but also like just check in with Johnny, check in with myself if you want to get connected with him. Check in with Jupiter. And where can they find you at, Drew?
You find me on Instagram, man. IAM_extraordinary. EXTRAORDINARY.
And they're gonna have to spell check me on it, but it's
or you can find me at extraordinary ENTATL. Extraordinary ENTATL on Instagram. Either or.
Extraordinary
Can I just say
entertainment.
one last thing?
What you got? What you got? Oh, you gonna say a couple more things?
Yeah.
Put on the beat. Why
Johnny
not?
about to rap.
Nah, man, yo, I just want like, you know, the hardcore business people, the entrepreneurs, the people that are already successful, you know, the right people, the right time, the right mastermind. That's it. That's it, you know, that could be a game changer for you. That could be a life changer for you. You know, so just quote me on that.
Quoted. It's going in the descriptions. All right. Well, you know how everybody knows how we like to get down.
Oh,
We jump
snap.
out. We always put on, you know, either put on a beat, do a original performance, an exclusive, or an acapella. So y'all choose your weapon, sirs.
What kind of beat you gonna play
Oh,
first?
bro, you tell me what type you want. I got you. What
I
type
don't know, man.
Here, let me see. Let me see. It's always good. Let me check. What you thinking about?
Yo, yo, yo. He got us on home of the shit show to tell them about the life we live and how we got to get to where we at. Talking about this content house in Medellin. We selling slots, only 10. If you want to tap in, holler at my boy Johnny or holler at me. Or you can even holler at the host. He can get at me. Hey, that's all I got to say. Come to Medellin any day. Johnny could be the tour guide and help you on your way. But you got to pay. Hey, man, I don't have a gun, but I got shooters. And if you act up, I'll shoot her. They'll shoot you. If you act up, they'll shoot you. Hey, that's kind of tight. Yeah, like, I ain't got no gun, but I got shooters. And if you act up, I'll get them to shoot you. Some shit like that.
Is that a party song?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna be checking up on y'all, making sure we gonna, round 2. Anytime y'all ready, come back. We shoot the shits. We gotta get, we gotta get your backstory some more, Jupiter. Johnny, you're always welcome. I appreciate you shooting the shits with me. That's been it. Host crack. Until next time, y'all.
Hey, for sure.
We out. Extraordinary ENT. HODB.
HODB, Extraordinary Entertainment, ATL in the beat. So we gonna
Yeah.
we gonna jump this out. Y'all stay online for just a second, and we're gonna get Gotti 5,000. Yeah.
What'd you say? Join me on my Patreon face?
He said OnlyFans. That's what he said. He said OnlyFans.
Johnny, your favorite part of the show.
Yo, you know,
That's good times, man. That's good times. Let me see
Mhm.
what's that. What? They already cause you got the. I heard the cops coming, man. Watch out, Johnny. I know they know where you at
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, he had
yeah,
to
you
mute his
know,
mic.